this 106.6 Bcbradio. Now, back in the 90s, TV show Red Dwarf was huge. Absolutely huge. Last year the cast reunited for another brilliant series, and I was very, very lucky to have a chat with Robert Llewellyn, who plays Crichton, and I asked him why he thought the show became so popular.
Oh Lord, I wish I knew. I wish I knew, because yes, I don't know. I mean, I think the only reason I've ever thought of is that it kind of crosses the two schools, or one of science fiction and the other of comedy. So people are really into science fiction. It has real science fiction dignity, Red Dwarf, if you can describe something like that. It has a realistic and plausible science fiction world that it exists in, but it's also funny. So I think it's the combination of those two things, and the fact that the writing has always been exceptionally good and has stood the test of time. So people still, I've met a lot of young people who weren't born for a long time after we started making Red Dwarf. I've been doing it for 25 years now, but who've watched the old DVDs or the old VHS tapes that their parents had and are really into it. And the fact that those programs can still stand up now, when they were made in like the late 80s, the first series, a few series were made, is truly remarkable, and that's entirely, I think, down to the writing. And I would like to praise my fellow performers. I think the actors have a little hand in it, but we're covered in so much makeup, particularly in my case, that it's hard to judge sometimes. I consider performing as Crichton as a form of advanced puppetry rather than acting.
No, you do. You look so different in Scrappy Challenge. How long did you have to sit in makeup for to become Crichton?
Oh, it takes quite a long time. I mean, it's much quicker now than it used to be. So when I first started, it was about 5 hours every morning to get into the makeup. So that takes some patience, and basically you have to be stupid. There wasn't a lot of other actors that were jealous of me having that part. They were very relieved that I had it. It's much quicker now. It's about 2 hours for me to get ready from start to finish. In the more recent ones we made last year, and and we're making more next year, so it's still going on, which is
Oh, everyone's going to be very happy about that. Very, very happy. Now, we have, like you just say, we've just seen the show return to Dave. What's the reaction been like to the new series from fans?
It has been, I mean, thankfully, really positive. I mean, we've been very lucky to bring something back after that length of time not doing it. It's been a very bizarre experience for us, because it felt like we'd never stopped. It felt like we had a weekend off. It was all very familiar. And the reaction from the audience, particularly for Series 10, the one we did last year, has been really tremendous. I mean, it has been very positive. It's in terms of, from the television company's point of view, they're thrilled to bits. It's the highest figures they've ever had for anything they've ever put on there. It's all that stuff. But it also, the fans I've met have been really positive about it, and they sort of say it's back to the original style, which is what we really wanted to do.
As a presenter of Scrap Heap Challenge, you must have seen an awful lot of random things being dumped. What's the strangest thing you've ever found?
Oh, blimey, I can't... I'm not sure. I mean, one of the things that we certainly noticed, talking about the computers, has really reminded me of is the kind of house-scale piles of old computers that we would see in scrapyards. I mean, that was a very common sight. There'd be one section where all that stuff gets dumped before it goes off to be recycled. It is an alarming amount when you see it in front of you. But I mean, as regards things that were odd that were thrown away, I mean, I did find a teddy bear in the back of a car that I kept. I've still got it. A little teddy. I saved him from the scrapyard. I can't think of anything else, because I had small children at the time. And then when I took it home, I thought, I don't know that I should give this to you, because God knows where it's been.
Crawling with bugs.
It's still in my office, yeah.
Aww. Robert, thank you very much as well.
Thank you.
What a legend. Absolute legend. I just couldn't resist playing that theme tune. Absolutely brilliant, brilliant theme tune.